Good afternoon, Justino. How are
Good
you?
afternoon. Good afternoon, Ajan. I'm fine. Thank you.
Where are you at the moment? Are you in the university?
Oh, no, I'm at my dormitory at the moment.
All right. Okay. All right. Do you have any classes on campus tomorrow or Thursday?
No, unfortunately. Last week was my last class of on campus.
All right. So that means you have like some online classes, right?
That's
From
right.
now
That's
until
right.
Friday, right?
Yes, that's right.
Okay. All right. Because I hope that my class shouldn't disturb your time during your holiday.
Oh, no, it's not Ajan. No. My schedule is very diverse, so it's not packed up like
Mm,
the rest. Yeah.
right. Okay. So just wait 1 or 2 more minutes, and then we can start continue talking about our lectures on module number 9. Good afternoon, Naran. How are you?
ครับgood ครับ
Naran, how many terms you have left before you graduate?
I think it's just this term ครับ
Oh, really?
yes I think so
Wow. Wow. And what's your plan for the future? Continue studying or working?
I think working, but we'll see like if there's anything. Yeah, we'll see
But
how it goes.
but you don't plan for applying for the further study yet, right?
No.
Okay. So that means you'll be the first, I think, first student of mine, one of the first students of mine who finish cooperative education and graduate.
Oh yes.
Yeah, because I mean, like your classmates in the same batch, they some of them just like go for senior project track, right? So they have to be busy with just like presenting, but you just like pass that part already because you presented all the works already, right?
Yes.
Okay, right. Okay, good afternoon, Thanawat, Rinradi. I hope that all of you are fine today นะครับ Thanks for being with me. Okay, so let's afternoon ครับ I think it should be the time to continue talking about our lecture in the business model นะครับ for e-commerce. Okay, right. Okay, let me share my screen to you. Just one be long นะครับ All right. On yesterday, we talk about some parts of the what to say the digital media นะครับ until this slide about free or fee, because I mean, like in the past, whenever we had the e-commerce that provide the content, internet audience, they expected to have free content. Okay, and also they accept for advertising as long as it's free. But now when we have like the current generation of the content on e-commerce, people would like to get the high quality content, and they are willing to pay for some money. Okay, so right now you can see that more and more content become successful, including games, including entertainment media such as movies, music, that I mean, like the customers are willing to pay for it. So in this one, let's continue talking about like how do we gonna manage the content that we have got. Since the content has been stolen, when they just like broadcast, or when they just like have those kind of digital media on the internet, there were the attempt in order to do the digital rights management, or DRM. For the DRM, it's a technical as well as a legal means. This kind of the digital right management tries to protect the content from unlimited reproduction and distribution. That means from copying and sending to other people without the permission from the owner. So by the way, issues often cast as moral contest. One thing that people, I mean, like, let's think about like, for us, for our generation, okay. I remember that before COVID-19 hit the world, at that time, when we had just like the class on campus, I taught one subject that was called as like, it's like the computer literacy and internet literacy for students as a Gen Ed course. One thing that I asked students to let them discuss in the group was that I just want to know that in which situation that you think when you copy the digital books and send it to other people, is it legal or illegal? In terms of moral, is it moral or not? They say that, okay, because it's for education, so it's not wrong. Actually, that one is the excuse. This is moral contest. You have to know that, okay, if the owner specify that, okay, it's free for education purpose, that one is okay. But normally for the copyright, they didn't say anything. So that's why you have to know that, okay, even though you can see that you can copy to your friends. I mean, like, you are able to just like use some copying tools to copy to your friends, but it's illegal anyway. And we found that telecommunications and device industries, they benefit from increased traffic, because if you just like copy and send to your friends or other people, you use like more bandwidth. You just like use the data plan more if you just like send it from the mobile phone or mobile device. By the way, 23% of global internet traffic is stolen material. So in terms of the media industry structure, there are 3 separated segments for the printing medias, movies, music. These are just like 3 major segments, and each dominated by few key players with little crossover. And there are larger media ecosystems. There are millions of individuals, entrepreneurs, blogs, YouTube, independent music bands, and so on. Right now, you can see that even though we are just like small group of people, we can set up our own channel in YouTube, produce the media, and sell, and I mean like sell it on YouTube, so that other people who subscribe or who would like to sponsor you, they can pay for you too. Or you can also get the money from YouTube when there are like enough number of viewers for your media or for your channel. So for the media convergence, we have technological convergence like hybrid devices. Right now, we also have like 3D, we also have VR and AR. That is the technological convergence in order to let the users to just like watch, or in order to listen to the music. You can see that the technological convergence just like come to help what to say, most of the speakers in the world right now at this generation, at least they must accept they must have YouTube, they must have Bluetooth. So that means you can connect the device such as your smartphone directly to YouTube and then, to Bluetooth device and then play the music or watch the movies through your smart TV. That is technological convergence. And content convergence, like we have 3 aspects in terms of design, production, and distribution. Instead of having just like the large production house, large studio to produce, you can just like use your smartphone in order to produce the media as well. You can use your laptop computer, your MacBook, in order to just like edit the movies as well as the music. And there are new tools for digital editing and processing. In terms of industry convergence, there are mergers of media enterprises into firms that create and cross-market content on different platforms. You can see that, for example, Sony, Sony company in the past, Sony was the company that, produced the electrical appliances, especially for the, sound, such as speakers, such as amplifiers, cassette players, CD players in the past. When the time goes by, Sony just like start running their business in terms of Sony Music. When the time goes by, Sony just like have Sony Pictures. So these are just like in the mergers of media enterprises. And also, you can see that Sony, they also have just like their own platform like PlayStation 2. That in the very first generation, it was standalone, but right now it's networked and internet enabled. So convergence and the transformation of contents, when we talk about book, we talk about book. You can see that, okay, from year before 1995, that was just like the old generation of book publishing. In 1998, they tried to just like have the reformatting. So you can see that we started having media migration, that publishers brochures on the web. They started having web, and for the reformatting time, we start having media integration. Books were converted into PDF format for web display. At that time, it was just a scanning and created as a PDF. Because I mean, like in terms of just like searching for a lot of information or archive of papers or books, it made people so difficult to search for if you had to go to the library and search for some papers or articles. So that's why they try to just like convert it to be PDF, so that some of the papers, some of the books could be sent over the email at that time. Otherwise, in the past, we couldn't have any good quality of the publishing materials in Thailand or in each country, because if you would like to see it, that's why in the past people had to just like study abroad in order to just like go to the library that you can access those kind of good quality papers or books. And then we had media transformation, book designed as an interactive ebook with both print and web components. That was the repackaging time in 2005. That means you read some books, the hard copy books, and some of the part of the book, they just like integrate with the web. That means they provide the link on the book. You just like open up your web browser and then type that link so that you can have some interaction between the readers of that book on that hard copy book and the web page as well. For example, it might be the textbook, right? You read the textbook as a hard copy, but for the case studies or for the questions or games that they have got, you have to go to the web, and then you can just like access to that one. And in 2012, it is a time for redesigning. This one is media maturity. New standard of the book evolve that seamlessly integrates web and text component on new mobile devices that integrate functionality of multiple platforms. That means when we have the time for AR and VR, you just scan the textbook, some parts of the link, some QR code in that textbook with your smartphone, and then it can just like open the application, or it can open the programs for you, the web page for you. That is the redesigning for the transformation of the book content. So when we would like to make a profit with online content, 25% of users will pay, are willing to pay for some content. By the way, there are 4 factors required to charge for online content. First one, you need to just like focus first. What is your focus market? Who will be your target customers? Some of the contents are specialized content. For example, if we say that we are talking about the manual for programming languages, for sure, these specialized content will be bought by just like developers only, because this kind of books, the regular people, they may not just like be interested in this kind of book. Or sometimes if we say that, okay, we have just like the gamers, we have just like some content that are for gamers only, that are specialized content. For example, if somebody just like cast the game, I'm not interested in that, so I will not watch it, and I'm not willing to pay about that one. Next is sole source monopoly. Some of the information or content, there are monopoly because there are just like one person who are copyrighted, and if you would like to read that book or that content, you have to pay for it only. That is sole source monopoly. For example, some of the book or academic work, it is published by some company only. For example, suppose I'm talking about Springer Link, that is a publisher. If you want to read the quality papers from Springer Link, you have to subscribe for the database of Springer Link only. And they don't allow other people or other publishers to share their work. So that means any customer who would like to read that quality journals, they have to subscribe for the Springer Link database only. This is sole source monopoly. And also some of that content must have the high perceived net value. So portion of perceived customers, value that can be attributed to fact that content is available on the internet. Some of the content is not available offline. If you would like to get it, you have to just like subscribe, or you have to pay for it only, and it is available on the internet. Okay. And especially when the time for the COVID-19 pandemic, people try to convert most of the thing to be also available on the internet too, especially for the content. So that means right now, some of the medias that are the offline ones, such as books or magazines, some magazines just die out, because people can read everything from the internet. Newspaper is dying, because like you can see that right now. In the past, I remember that when I go to almost every corner at the street, I saw the newspaper stand that I could buy it. But right now, I rarely see it. Okay, because you can see that right now, most of the newspapers like Bangkok Post, The Nation, I can just, or even CNN.com, I can just like read all of them from the internet, and for free too. The next thing is that for the online publishing industry, just won't be long. Let me just, sorry, just won't be long. What happened to my one? Just give me a minute. Okay. Okay, for the online publishing industry, there are around $92 billion based originally in print. Now they move rapidly into the internet. For the printing materials นะครับ or the printing contents, there are three major segments that are online newspapers, ebooks, and online magazines that I told you that right now the printing ones like is dying. Nobody just like want to read the hard copy ones because I mean like let's imagine that if I remember นะครับ when I was young my mom subscribed for a newspaper นะครับ two newspaper a day. Let's imagine that in 1 year, how many newspaper, how many copies of newspaper do we have at home? We have almost like, let's say almost 700 copies of newspaper นะครับ at that time, the things that we did was that we sold out the used newspaper นะครับ so that they can be recycled at that time. But right now no longer used for the newspaper because if I want to just like read the newspaper I always just like watch it on my computer screen or sometimes if I just like do not turn on my computer I just use my smartphone to read the newspaper นะครับ but anyway for the books the device that I can accept นะครับ the smallest screen size is my iPad not for the smartphone because the size is too small and I don't want to pinch นะครับ to just like zoom in zoom out. Okay, what about you ครับ everyone? I'm just wondering, do you use can you read it can you read a textbook on smartphone? How is the font size? Is it okay? Okay, yes, but it's small. It's okay. Okay, that's different generation ครับ your generation it's okay but for my one I'm old already right now even though sometimes when I mean even though the MacBook screen I think it's too small for me then that means when I'm at home I have to use 24-inch monitor to just like read the books instead. Okay, so now let's see นะครับ when we talk about the online newspaper most trouble segment of publishing industry because in the newspaper failure to protect content from free distribution นะครับ when the time goes by when it becomes the internet based นะครับ 60% have reduced staff because right now นะครับ you don't have to distribute the newspaper นะครับ by using the delivery trucks anymore so that means some of the news agency I mean like let me just like give you an example in Thailand นะครับ from the news agency นะครับ that they in the past when they had to deliver lots of newspaper นะครับ around the country some of the workers some of the staff might have to be laid off some of the staff might have to change the business into the logistic company instead นะครับ this is the way that they have to do in order to just like solve นะครับ the manpower in terms of the publishing industry. However, online readership growing at more than 10%. Mobiles, e-readers, tablets provide new avenues and more users willing to pay for premium content นะครับ that means okay for the basic one it's okay but if the publisher is possible to just like have the premium content นะครับ people are willing to pay for the premium one. Why is that? Because normally somebody would like to read the inside news. Somebody said that okay when they had to buy the hard copy newspaper they pay the money anyway so right now when they change the platform right now even though they are free and they have like some premium content that they are willing to pay because it's just like not cost you a lot of money. Aggregators are recognizing need for high quality content to distribute and use for advertisement. For example, suppose you say that okay you would like to read in different formats. You would like to see just like some video clips or whatever high quality contents that the news agency can produce. People can just like people are willing to pay นะครับ in this example in this chart I would like to show the daily unique visitors at online newspaper. This one is the American newspaper. You can see that New York Times นะครับ it's 1.1 million times นะครับ what daily unique visitors นะครับ Wall Street Journal 898,102 and so on นะครับ right so for the business model of the newspaper initially it was fee based then when people just like didn't buy much it becomes a free one and now beginning a return to fee base again when we have higher quality of content นะครับ that people who are willing to pay นะครับ they can provide it. That is fee based now it comes back again newspaper headlines are primary content on Google News Yahoo News that you can just like don't go to those newspaper website but you go to Google News or Yahoo News you can see those content as well New York Times now charging for premium access นะครับ newspaper efforts to align with internet titans นะครับ like large companies like Google something like that Microsoft นะครับ new reader devices with readers apps นะครับ okay. For example you can just like use Kindle in order to read newspaper as well นะครับ by the way if it's too specific นะครับ people who don't have Kindle may not be able to just like access those content that's why it comes back to the basic one that is your application like Android or iOS นะครับ challenges นะครับ in this one นะครับ for the disruptive technologies newspaper was a classic case of disruptive technology but anyway the industry is still in flux newspapers it have significant they have significant assets especially for content readership local advertising and audience นะครับ that people are still interested in these information because they just like integrate everything in one place นะครับ and everyone can just like see this kind of information นะครับ in the what to say familiar manner online audience will continue to grow in numbers and sophistication for ebook and online publishing นะครับ now we cross from newspaper to ebooks and online publishing ebook sales have exploded in recent years นะครับ it hit $5.8 billion in 2013 and 30% of all consumers book sales นะครับ new channel for self-publishing authors for example Amanda Hawkins My Blood approved in 2010 so that means you don't need to have just like use the service of the publishing company or publishing house anymore you can just like publish your own book as well นะครับ the evolution นะครับ from Project Gutenberg นะครับ that was just like the first time when they started having just like the books นะครับ to be scattered around the world but at the time we didn't have internet connection so that's why it was like difficult and then it came to Voyager's book on CD นะครับ that means people can just like read some books by using I mean like the media was on CD in 90s and I think the current evolution that everybody still have been using that is the PDF file นะครับ since 1998 until now people are still using PDF as the basic format for read the ebooks นะครับ and for the new digital ecosystem ebook hardware software combined with online megastore such as Amazon Kindle linked to Amazon Store and cloud storage Apple iPad multi-purpose tablet linked to Apple Store and iCloud นะครับ so for this ecosystem authors able to bypass traditional agent publisher channels they can buy these books straight away นะครับ digital right management are more effective for ebooks than music industries นะครับ because one thing I can tell you that because ebooks they can scope who are the target customers นะครับ while the music นะครับ because music is international everyone in the world can listen to the music while the ebooks นะครับ that must be the people who like reading otherwise they don't copy or they don't care about having those books นะครับ and challenges of the ebook platform นะครับ cannibalization นะครับ there were fewer physical sales for the traditional hard copy books, more ebook sales, more purchases of readers, and book publishing revenues same in 2012 and 2011. So that means there's not much increasingนะครับ. Actually, it's decreasing too for the revenue in the traditional book market นะครับ. Finding the right business model for ebooks นะครับ. You may have wholesale model นะครับ. Retailers pay wholesale price and establish retail price. Okay, let me just give you an example ครับ. Suppose you would like to buy an ebook นะครับ. You don't need to buy from Amazon. Okay. Suppose you say that, okay, I have Kindle, but you don't need to buy from Amazon only. You can buy from any retailers of those books. What do I mean? Suppose we say that, okay, when you buy book A from Amazon, it costs you $100. But sometimes when you search to the internet, book A is sold in other online bookstore as well, but they sell you $80. It's a legal one นะครับ. It's a legal book. But how can those bookstore can make 80%, 20% off? The reason is because they are book retailers. They receive 25% of the discount นะครับ as a wholesaler. And then they buy it they sell you นะครับ in the retail price subtracted by discount. For example, they may say that if you apply to be a member, you get 20% free. You get 20% off นะครับ for those books. So that is the wholesale model นะครับ. So that means the Amazon or not Amazon, sorry, the publisher นะครับ of the book นะครับ can sell as a wholesale price to the online retail bookstore นะครับ. Next one, agency. The business model for the book selling นะครับ or bookstore can be agency model as well. Distributor as agent must charge publishers retail price. So that means you may say that, okay, you are online bookstore, but actually you don't buy that book นะครับ. The retailers do not buy those books, but they just have the link นะครับ. If the customer click on the link to go and buy that book from the publisher, you get the percentage as a commission นะครับ. That is agency model. So that means they may give you just like 3-4% of the commissions นะครับ, because you didn't pay them the money at all as a retailer, as a wholesaler, something like that นะครับ. Next is converging technologies. We have interactive books, iBook Author, iBook Textbook that you can just like create นะครับ the books and publish it. Next นะครับ this graph show us for the ebook sales นะครับ. We have you can see that นะครับ when the time goes by นะครับ the revenue of the ebook sale is increasing นะครับ. The percentage of the total revenue is increasing นะครับ from 12.1% to 29.5%, and percent of change, you can see that the percent of change is increasing นะครับ. Is decreasing. It shows that total revenue and percentage of ebook sales constitute the total trade book sales revenue, as well as change in the growth of revenue นะครับ. Growth in ebook revenues has slowed significantly since 2013 นะครับ, in here. So apart from the ebook sales, let's talk about magazine. Magazine circulation plummets in 1980 to 2012 นะครับ. It was $22 million นะครับ in 2001 นะครับ down to 10 million in 2012 นะครับ. Special interest magazine sales remain stable anyway นะครับ Magazines are making up for loss in print readership นะครับ. 1/3 of US internet users they read online magazines นะครับ. And we found that people who read online magazine 35% of them are tablet users นะครับ Apple's iPad subscription service have to read the magazines and popular websites such as Pinterest or Facebook, it drives traffic to online magazines. Also, we have social reader apps and magazine aggregators that you can read many magazines at the same time. So these are just like the way that magazine has changed its face นะครับ from just like the hard copy one นะครับ to be the online one instead. For the online entertainment industry, there are 4 traditional players and 1 newcomer. Television, radio broadcasting, Hollywood films, and music. These are 4 traditional players for entertainment industry. The newcomer is game นะครับ Internet makes this industry to be transformed from the old way of consuming those entertainment นะครับ to be the new platform, to be the new way นะครับ For the platform development, people can use their smartphone, their tablets, their music platform นะครับ Also, apart from the platform, they can use apart from the offline file that they just like use นะครับ for watching movie, listen to the music or playing the games นะครับ Right now it is online streaming and also cloud storage as well that you don't need to keep anything in your device. That means the spec of the device can be the thin client นะครับ The spec doesn't need to be high นะครับ because you can just like use the streaming and cloud storage all the time. For the online entertainment, it used social network as distributors. For the viable business models for the online entertainment industry, we have music subscription services such as Spotify, Apple Music นะครับ and closed platform that eliminate need for DRM นะครับ Okay. So also there are widespread growth of broadband and also in terms of smartphone right now we have 5G นะครับ Also we have Wi-Fi that almost accessible everywhere in town, in the city นะครับ that you can access them นะครับ Even though you go to the shopping center, coffee shop, you can just like access to the internet just like almost for free นะครับ For the online entertainment audience size นะครับ the traditional entertainment online video has largest audience followed by music and then games. And for users generated content, it substitutes for and complements traditional commercial entertainments. You don't need to have just like large studio or large company to just like create those content anymore. Just like the individual users can create those content too นะครับ There are 2 dimensions นะครับ that are user focus and user control. The site that offer high levels of both will grow นะครับ for both user control and both user focus. Okay. Now let's see. This is the project growth in online entertainment นะครับ You can see that for the internet radio, it's not much high, but it's growing anyway นะครับ because right now you can see that even we talk about like the radio at home. Right now I don't have the radio anymore. I cannot remember where I put my last radio นะครับ device around here. So right now if I want to listen to the music, listen to the radio, I can just like connect to my through the web browser นะครับ anyway. The next one, you can see that the one that is growing the most is online TV and movies, because you can see that even in Thailand right now นะครับ there are so many companies that just like have their own platform นะครับ to build the content นะครับ in terms of TVs and entertainment and movies นะครับ At least I see 5 or 6 different brands that they have just like this one นะครับ like Apple TV, like VTV นะครับ like the Chinese one ICCS444 นะครับ and so on นะครับ we also have like a lot of things right and I'm sure that the entertainment นะครับ like TV online TV will be growing up and up because right now you can see that the only thing that people just like have to go to watch นะครับ in different places is in the cinema but sometimes some people say that they don't have time to go to the cinema they just like invest in buying like good TVs and good stereos and then they can just like watch TV from home นะครับ right the next one for TV and premium video นะครับ TV is the largest provider of high demand content the industry transitioning to new internet delivery platform นะครับ expansion of broadband networks new mobile platform and cloud servers and over-the-top internet delivery นะครับ that you can watch TV and content both for free and both for fee as well นะครับ its impact on cable TV industry as I just like gave you the example on yesterday นะครับ that okay right now the market was changed นะครับ from just like the people who would like to watch some good TV shows like from HBO นะครับ you don't need to just like use the cable TV set-top box anymore you can just like use your smart TV to connect to the internet and then you can watch those TV shows นะครับ with a very good quality and you just like pay for the movie that you would like to watch only while some cable TV services you have to buy the whole package some of the programs you don't want to watch but you have to pay anyway that's why it's impact the cable TV industry นะครับ social network influences as well because like when you have people from different countries talking about these movies or this series okay people in our country may just like want to just like watch that movie as well and those companies นะครับ don't need to be in Thailand they can set the server anywhere in the world and they can just like release those series or movies for the users in different countries depends on what they plan an example was like Hulu is a joint venture of industry players that provide the TVs and premium video as well นะครับ the next one movies นะครับ for the movies it's difficult transition from DVD reliance to streaming distribution to PCs and mobile device more Americans bought online movies than DVDs in 2013 I just realized นะครับ I remember that before I came back from Australia I bought just like the concert the opera concert DVD back home นะครับ and I just like last year I just realized that oh the computer that I bought it has a DVD drive then I just like play that opera concert in what to say in my computer and I just realized that the quality was like not good at all even though it's a licensed one and it's a DVD quality now I just like go to YouTube and then I go to just like search for that band and then watch it on my computer and my smart TV the quality of streaming is a lot better than DVD quality that I have got นะครับ because I just like set it up as 4K and then I can watch it as a 4K quality so that's why people just like watch the online movies than buying a DVD นะครับ many alliances and competing interests between distributors and creators by the way for the movies there are piracy there are cyber lockers นะครับ who just like try to steal that movies นะครับ and then just like load let other people to download the movies and watch นะครับ there are two types of online movie sales it might be internet video on demand or electronic sell through นะครับ you can buy that copy นะครับ it might be kept in your account นะครับ on the cloud or you can just like rent or just like buy on demand when you just like that subscription is expired or the period that they just like allowed to watch such as 7 days is expired นะครับ you just like cannot watch that iWatch anymore นะครับ but electronic sell through you can just like keep it forever this is the share นะครับ this is the online movie business share of movie revenue The largest one is Netflix นะครับ even Apple cannot beat it นะครับ the newcomer is Hulu 11.6%. Right now นะครับ Amazon they changed the name already from Amazon Instant Video to be Amazon Prime นะครับ the share is just larger right now. Google Play right now it's a bit larger too in the market นะครับ in here because right now lots of companies try to beat with Netflix anyway. Right. Now, when we talk about movies already, the next category of the entertainment is music. For the music นะครับ it's most change of content industries move from physical to digital product นะครับ unbundling of single song นะครับ that means you can buy one track one song only that is okay but in the past no if you would like to buy you had to buy the whole albums that means this affect to the artist as well because the artists do not need to be forced to launch the whole album they can have just like the single นะครับ and sell that single only distributor market dominated by Apple นะครับ digital revenues account for more than half of all revenues there are two types of digital music services digital download and streaming นะครับ in the past it most of the proportion in this market was digital download then you listen to it offline but right now because of the better quality of the broadband นะครับ you can just like listen to the streaming subscription นะครับ and also you get like good quality of music as well because sometimes you don't want to keep I mean like when it is not the classic song นะครับ or classical music you don't need to keep it forever you may say that okay I just like at most listen to it when I want to it might be just like 1 or 2 months and after that I don't want to listen to that music anymore because I remember that the old CD that I bought and the old digital music that I bought นะครับ many of them I didn't listen to it for more than 2 years already and I think when it is not the opera or classical music I think when I just like what to say it feels like old-fashioned right now when I just like listen to that music นะครับ but for anyway for classical music and opera it's still just like okay even though I remember that I saw the DVD that my dad bought it more than 15 or 16 years ago นะครับ it was just like not opera it was classical music นะครับ now when I just like listen to it it's still okay นะครับ okay so this one นะครับ is in US นะครับ was in US from 2010 to 2015 it's the digital music revenue people you can see the trend นะครับ the trend people listen to streaming more and more นะครับ for single download on and off นะครับ album download is a bit decreasing นะครับ on and off as well right the last type is game นะครับ for the entertainment นะครับ online gaming has had explosive growth type of online gamers there are casual social mobile and console the mobile seems to be the fastest growing market because like almost every teenagers have the mobile phone and then they can play the games when they are with their friends when they are traveling and when they go anywhere too ครับ and the business models for the games are still in flux นะครับ most online or mobile games offer for free นะครับ the things that you have to pay is just when you want to buy some gadgets or some weapons นะครับ or some skins then you have to pay just that so this is the online gaming นะครับ this is online gaming audience you can see that mobile gamers has been increasing much นะครับ and for the casual gamers the left one okay you can see that it's not increasing much นะครับ there okay. right so นะครับ finally when we talk about the online entertainment industry structure นะครับ we still have the inefficient and fractured because there are many players and forces shape of this industry. It still takes some time until it's just like saturated. Reorganization of value chain needed for aggressive move to web นะครับ so that means you can see that I remember นะครับ around 15-16 years ago I would like to buy a pair of loudspeaker. I want to have like I dream of to have like one pair or one set of good loudspeakers. Why? And finally I didn't buy it นะครับ why do we have to use the word dream of? Good loudspeakers นะครับ some of you may have heard this brand before because it's right now it is also the brand of the like the headphones that some of you use as well. The brand is Bang & Olufsen or B&O นะครับ so 15-16 years ago I would like to buy a pair of loudspeakers. At that time that loudspeaker was so good because on the top of the loudspeaker it has a button. Once you press it just like sends out the sound นะครับ in the speakers นะครับ it's the stand I mean like it can stand on the floor. Okay, the height is around like 60-70 centimeters. Okay, and it's the cone shape. If you touch on the top of the cone นะครับ it's a button. It will send out the sound นะครับ around the speaker นะครับ to have the echo นะครับ back to the speaker. Inside the speaker it has a microphone นะครับ it just measure whether you put some other objects around that speakers or not. For example นะครับ if I put this speaker in my bedroom for sure once I touch on this button นะครับ it just send the sound and it just like pass the bed and bounce back to that speaker. Then it knows already that okay there is the bed or some objects in that direction. Then it just measure นะครับ it just measure automatically that okay how do they send the sound too, because I mean like if you have something like for example the wall and the speaker send the sound นะครับ at the maximum level against the wall, it will hit the wall and becomes an echo. That is not a good point for making like loud noise นะครับ on that direction. While the other direction, if it doesn't touch, the sound doesn't touch and reflect any objects, then it can just like put the sound level to that direction louder than the other side, something like that นะครับ but they say that okay that pair of loudspeaker it costs around 700,000 baht. That's why I told you that I dream of and I didn't buy it. Last week I saw they sold the second-hand ones. It costs around 40,000 baht. You can see that because the reason was because that one, even though it can just measure it has just like some high-tech things, the sound quality is very, very good, but it doesn't have Bluetooth connection. That's why right now people might throw away the old speakers. They buy the new one that were with the built-in Bluetooth นะครับ so that you can just like connect your device directly to this kind of speakers. That's why this is the aggressive move นะครับ you don't need to just like use that kind of speakers anymore because you might say that it's not compatible with my device that I have got right now. Possible alternative models like content owner direct model that the content owner can just like sell their content to their customers directly in the future. Internet aggregator model that you just like for example if you say that you have the indie sound company or indie music company that you just like compile all of the digital creator or music creator นะครับ the individual music creator together, and then you sell that kind of music นะครับ through your platform. Or in the internet innovator model, you may have just like some new devices, new kind of applications that can just like bring those kind of digital media together to sell to the customer. Okay, right. So these are just like the digital content นะครับ or digital media that you can just like sell over the internet นะครับ that comes into like various ways in music, in movies, in games, in books นะครับ these are just like 4 major things that in the future if you would like to set up your e-commerce in order to just like do this kind of distributing or selling online content and media นะครับ you can be able to do that one. Okay, right, that should be all for module 9 นะครับ. So do you have any questions about this kind of content of the online content and media? Okay, so if you don't have any questions นะครับ class, would you like me to stop the class at this point first and continue the next module on tomorrow, or would you like me to continue ครับ because I have 4 of you in the class only. Can somebody give me some ideas? Should we continue? Okay, tomorrow instead to share with class as well. Okay ครับ Rin ready. Okay, that's good ครับ. So that is good นะครับ otherwise it might overload you นะครับ when I just like try to put everything to you in one hit นะครับ okay. So before we finish the class, everyone, can you just like turn on the camera so that I can see who are with me today? Thanawat, can you put the camera down? I don't see you well. Just Rinradi, are you in bed now? Are you okay? Okay, right, okay. Naran and Thanawat, please put the camera down a bit. Because sometimes when I see you in the campus, I cannot remember you. Especially when you have to wear the mask too. Okay. Okay นะครับ Okay, then everyone, thanks for being with me today นะครับ We meet each other again tomorrow at 12 o'clock for the presentation of the last 4 teams. If we have time left, we continue with just like the lecture a bit นะครับ and then I think if we can continue that one tomorrow on the makeup class time, we may spend just 1 hour and then we finish.